In the house, I feel like Swisher. I ain't with the negative, get the picture. Now I'm stressed about some things I cannot change, but I'm blessed. 40 hours back to back, I think I need some rest. Look, when you really got it, you don't never gotta flex. I thought God ain't walking with me, I found out it was a test. It's a test, getting married, getting therapy, that's things I don't regret. Grandma told me watch your mouth, 'cause boy you getting fresh. When you really love yourself, who else is it to impress? No one left. All gas, no break. All gas, no break. Whole crew, everybody 10 toes down. Real skill, no gimmick, never trolled out. Didn't know, guess what? Now they know now. Came up right when I should've broke down. It's a lot of con artists, gotta keep the pros round. Selling shows, I never had to sell my soul out. In the city, gotta get a chimney itchy, no love. Triple fat goose on me, 'cause you know it's cold out. When I show up, then you already know nothing about the show out. Yeah, didn't get the job done, that's the way that you finna get blown out. Be around the drama if they on it, you know that I'm about to roll out. And boom, bought that bone team check, 'cause we grown now. Yeah. All gas, no break. All gas, no break.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? You doing good? All right, there's like 4 people really excited in this area.
Yeah, there's like no one
All right.
excited. Come on,
All
guys.
right.
Come on.
Did everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving time?
I did.
Now you were
Actually enjoyed
excited.
mine.
Okay. Remember the food we talked about? Did you get to eat that food that you really wanted on Thanksgiving? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
How many of you ate way too much and had to take a nap after you ate?
I didn't take a nap. No way.
One. I'm also raising my hand. Okay.
take a nap all
I ate
week.
way too much green bean cat. Thank you, Brandon. All right. Anybody
think I ate
else?
enough.
You eat too much, but you stayed awake?
I
You
don't
ate-
think I ate enough.
Yeah. Did you eat too much? How many of you had seconds on like the pies or the cakes or whatever?
I had second on dessert. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it though.
Absolutely. I'm agreeing. All right. What was your favorite food at Thanksgiving this year?
Probably
That's
the turkey.
great.
The
Okay. Is there? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you're not done
said
yet.
The turkey.
All right, cool deal. Well, give it up for Alex tonight. She's joining me on stage, helping us out a little bit. It's good having you. We know there's a lot of people out right now with the Thanksgiving and everything coming back, so really glad you're back here. So let's start off with some guests. If you'll get me, is there any first-time guests here tonight? Very first-time guests. I promise I'm not going to embarrass you or make you do anything dumb. Okay, I got one. Okay, if you would, please come forward. We just want to give you a
He
gift.
will make you do something.
I just want to
dumb.
give
Be
you a
scared.
gift.
Be
No
scared.
problem. Everybody give it up for our first-time guest here tonight. Awesome job.
Woohoo.
Come on to the
All
front.
right.
What's your name? Bo. Bo? All right, so my guys at work, they call each other Bo. Do you know that? Hey, Bo. All right, pick out anyone you want. Grab whichever one you want. Bo, what school you go to? Cape Fear Middle? So you're out there in Rocky Point? Nice, cool deal. And what grade are you in? 6th grade. Everybody give it up for Bo. Woo. Give it up, Bo. Thank you, man. Go have a seat, man. Enjoy your candy. Share. Alex told me backstage, sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
It was so weird.
He doesn't like it when I
So
say
weird. All right.
that. Because you didn't share as a child, probably.
This is very true. All right, here we go. Are y'all ready to play a game? Say yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody stand up, please. Everybody stand up. We're going to play a Christmas edition of the game we like to call Sit Down If. All right, really simple. We're going to put something on the
Very
screen.
simple.
One of us is going to read it. If it applies to you, you sit down. Whoever lasts the longest will win a prize.
You.
Are you ready to play Sit Down If Christmas edition?
I'm ready to play.
Excellent.
She's excited.
That's
I
the
like her
excited one here
energy.
tonight.
I like her energy.
Excited one here tonight.
there.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the first slide. Let's go. Sit down if.
Your wish list has more than 10 items.
Wow.
I've
Man,
got at least
you made
20.
them girls sit down quick.
All right, Dustin, sit down.
I asked for like one
It's
thing.
probably like Panthers this, Panthers
That's
that,
incorrect.
Panthers this,
I
Panthers
asked
that.
for a bike.
A bike?
I asked for a bike.
Why? You can have
See?
mine.
I asked for a bike. Yeah.
I'll
All right,
use
next
mine.
one. Sit down if You have ever had fruitcake?
Oh, I have
I had
never.
to sit
have
down.
Never.
I have had
That
fruitcake.
stuff's nasty.
It was a horrible
Oh,
decision.
Phillips down.
Fruitcake is nasty. Let me just go ahead and explain to you it is nasty. Did you eat it? Did you like it? Did you like it? I can't find anybody that I
I'm
love
sorry, but
fruitcake.
fruitcake reminds me of like puke.
Fruitcake sounds really good, right? It sounds
does.
good in
It
your
sounds
head
great.
until you see it. And you say, wow, that's a brick.
The first thing I think of when I hear fruitcake is the fruitcake from Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Nice.
That's the first thing I think of.
Nice. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. Sit down if.
You don't know the words to Jingle Bell Rock. If anybody sits down,
Jingle
get
bell,
out.
jingle bell rock. Now go ahead and sing it if you know the words. I hear a lot of humming. Hey, interesting fact. Who loves the Christmas song Jingle Bells, the regular Jingle Bells? Jingle Bells. That was a song written for Thanksgiving. It's not even a Christmas song.
Seriously?
Think about the words. There's no Christmas in the song at all. Think about it.
That is true. That is
Think
true.
about it. Thanksgiving song next year. Sing Jingle Bells.
All right, I will.
Next, sit down if you hate the movie Elf. Please,
No
Albert,
one
please
sit
don't let me
down.
see anybody sit
No
down.
one.
Please. You've never seen Elf? I'm singing in a store, and
You
I'm
sit
singing.
on a throne of lies.
And I just met my dad.
Santa, I know him.
You smell like beef and cheese. There are
sit
so
on
many great lines from this movie.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Who would say Elf is their favorite movie of Christmas time? Favorite.
I don't know about favorite.
Okay, it's up
but
there.
It's a good one.
It's top three. It's top three.
I'd
it's
say
top three.
5. I'd say top 5.
Sit down if
You haven't done any Christmas shopping yet. I need to sit down.
you haven't done you personally, not your
I
parents.
know people that have
you,
finished their shopping
you
last
personally.
month.
You haven't. All right, you did some. Okay, good. Good.
I know someone who finished their shopping last month.
I actually have bought 2 gifts so far.
I have bought
Both for
0.
my girls.
Actually, no, I've bought 1. That's it.
Okay.
And I bought it
All
a
right.
month ago.
What'd you get me?
I didn't get you
Sit
anything.
down if you have ever given a present to a pet.
I will be doing that this year.
If you have ever given a present to a pet.
I just got my own pet. I will be giving her.
Did you? You've
everything.
never.
Anybody know any good
Y'all
gift
look
ideas
like
for a
present
cat?
givers to pets. Never had a pet. Okay, there you go. That'll do it.
I just got my first pet.
Okay.
I'm very
We got a
happy.
few people still in. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Next, sit down if
You went Black Friday shopping. I didn't.
you went out shopping on Black Friday
I did
or
not.
online.
Dang,
Online
I'm sorry,
counts.
but like, these people really?
Online
I just need to, like,
counts.
Just lie and sit down.
All right. Who's still up? Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you're still up.
Still up. Okay.
All right.
Okay, there's a few
All right.
left. Okay. Okay.
Good on people, good on
Sit
people.
down if you have built a gingerbread house.
Not yet.
I know some of y'all built some gingerbread houses.
I haven't yet. I want to, though.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I built one at Chick-fil-A last year. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I remember.
They do gingerbread things with your kids. Oh, yeah.
That
Put it
was
right on a milk
fun.
carton. It's pretty cool.
But you see, you can't do that this
Build
year
it.
because, you know, COVID.
I'd be sitting down. COVID cottage. Don't steal my idea.
The
$9.99.
COVID cottage idea? I definitely won't.
$9.99.
I never
COVID
will.
included.
Never,
Okay.
Never.
Here we go. Next, sit down,
down
if.
You haven't put up your Christmas tree yet.
If you have not put up your Christmas tree, sit down.
I
You
haven't.
down.
We haven't even gotten it yet.
All y'all got your Christmas trees up? Okay.
I need to get mine. Wait. Do you mean personally? Like in your own bedroom or just in
Sit
general?
down if you didn't help decorate the tree.
Okay, that counts as like decorating the tree.
What's that?
The lights count, yeah.
Where's your tree at? In your room? Yeah, later I do. Absolutely.
I don't even know where
I
my tree
love
is,
Christmas
not gonna
trees.
lie.
Whose Christmas tree is real?
We're getting one.
Whose
We
Christmas
have a
tree is
one,
fake?
too.
Absolutely, I'm a faker. Yes. Complete Christmas tree poser right here. One-time purchase, done.
That is sad.
Done.
That is sad.
It's not bad. You just spray it with some pine sol, and it smells just like the forest.
That's horrible. You need to get a real one. Real ones are so
Yeah.
much better.
The thing you put in the window in the car, just put that around
You
there.
get to actually smell like a Christmas tree
Nice.
with a real one. Okay,
Sit
okay.
down if
You have
never
gone Christmas caroling.
never gone Christmas caroling.
I haven't. I've been Christmas caroled before.
I've been Christmas caroling.
One time on Christmas Eve.
I have been. Y'all have all been Christmas caroling?
Never.
Yeah? Y'all went
Never,
Christmas caroling?
Ever.
You been Jordan, you went Christmas caroling?
Jordan, I find that hard to believe.
I ain't believing. Sit down.
Yeah, he probably went.
Oh, nah.
He
If you
went,
ain't
he
sing,
didn't
sit down.
sing.
Nah, you got to sing.
That's lame.
I'm singing.
Lame.
I'm singing in a store, and I'm
It's
singing.
Christmas and it's singing. That's
All right,
it.
sit down if you have gotten underwear as a gift within the last 3 years.
That I have not.
I have not. I can honestly say I have not.
You know, if like when I was
Not that I
young-
would mind it.
You know a
Just
funny
saying.
story? A few years ago when I was like, 10, 9 years old.
Cool story.
they-
All
You
right,
know
sit.
what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They did a video of all like the elementary kids over in like over there. You know what, Dustin? You don't have to listen to my story because they're listening to it. They asked us questions, but they reversed the answers. Like they asked the question, "What was your least favorite gift?" I said underwear. And then in the video they put it as, "What was your favorite gift?" They put it where I said underwear. But it wasn't true. I just wanted to share a little fun story.
All right,
you know
everybody can
what?
wake up. All right, sit
Thank you,
down
thank
if
You have never seen It's a Wonderful Life. That's an old movie.
It's a Wonderful Life. What was the main character's name if you've seen that movie?
I've seen the movie, but I don't know the main character's name. Only thing I really remember from that movie is every time a bell rings, Angel gets its wings.
All right. I'm starting to not believe some of y'all.
That's
Y'all
the
just
only
keep
thing-
standing at this point. How many more of these slides you got? I'm about to ask a question, and we're going to
Oh,
narrow
yeah, we
this
should
thing
start
down
making up
quick.
the questions.
Sit down if you asked for an iPhone this Christmas. A phone, iPhone.
Nope, because I'm going to have to get
Anything?
it myself.
No. No. All right, here we go. Next.
Oh, no.
Sit down if
Or any Apple products, really.
any Apple products, any.
Any.
A pad. iPad is an Apple product. Maybe you ask for some apple butter. That's an Apple product.
AirPods.
Maybe you ask for an
Apple
apple
Watch.
slice with peanut butter.
Anything.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
All right, sit down if you have ever gone to an ugly sweater party and wore an ugly sweater.
We had one a few years ago.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
year. If you were here last year, you've been to one. Jordan,
Bye,
sit down.
Jordan.
Jordan,
Bye,
sit down.
Jordan.
Sit
Bye,
down.
Jordan.
Sit down.
Bye, Jordan.
Sit down.
Some of you are wearing ugly Christmas sweaters now.
Sit down, Jordan.
Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. I'm just
He
saying.
refuses
I'm
to sit
saying.
down.
I'm just throwing it out there.
He is refusing to
Just
sit down.
throwing it out there. All right, go ahead. Sit down if
You asked for cash for Christmas.
cash. Did you ask for money? Cash.
That's all I'm asking for.
Nothing.
That and, well, close.
Nothing. Who's left? We got 5 left. 5 people left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right.
Jordan, sit down.
Jordan's down. We're ignoring
Jordan,
him.
sit down.
Sit down if. Is that the last one?
Is that the last one? Can we make up questions? Let's make up questions.
All right. Last one. All right. Last week I said what my favorite Christmas, 2 weeks ago I said what my favorite Christmas movie ever was. If you can tell me what that was, you win automatically. What
I
is
wasn't
my
here 2 weeks
favorite
ago.
Christmas movie of all time? Mine. What is mine? Elf is incorrect. Sit down.
Sit
My favorite.
down.
My favorite is for the people left standing. My favorite Christmas movie.
I wasn't here 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
I was sick.
Man, attendance is key. Attendance is key. All
Come
right.
on, Ariana. Do you know it?
Okay. True or false, my favorite Christmas movie of all time is Muppets Christmas Carol. True? You're the winner. Congratulations. It is Muppets Christmas Carol. Congratulations, even though you didn't come 2 weeks ago.
Finally, a
It's all good.
That took a lot longer than I
You
thought
get
it
an
would.
official Northside Students bottle. There you go. Congratulations with your ugly Christmas sweater. We appreciate it. All right, cool deal. All right, what's next? We got some announcements?
We have some announcements.
All right, so we have been talking about two things over the past couple announcements. We've been talking about, actually, for like a month. We've been talking about Operation Christmas Child, and we've been talking about
The
Feast of Hope, our Thanksgiving. How did we do with our Operation Christmas Child OCC?
We shipped 425 boxes as a church.
Nice, 425. How many
a
of you
lot.
made a box for the OCC? Anybody in here made a box? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely did. We did one for a girl. Absolutely.
Yep.
I was really happy. All right. What about Feast of Hope, which was a Thanksgiving meal giving?
Was a big success. We were able to feed over 400 people. People that otherwise would not have had a Thanksgiving, families living in shelters, juvenile centers, and teen inmates.
Man, congratulations. Let's give a hand for our church as a whole because, man, we were able to do some really cool things. That's right. And that's about
Very
being the
proud.
church, is getting out and serving and impacting other people's lives. All right, excellent. So, what else we got? We got one more game. Is that correct? One more announcement. Oh, yeah, there is one more announcement.
Let's see,
Pop
what
that
is that?
slide up. I remember now.
Reach
This is actually
across
this is actually a really
America.
cool thing. This is a really cool thing. Does anybody know what that is right there? A graveyard. That is correct.
Cemetery
Yes.
would be the better answer, but
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Very good. All right. So we are going to be asking for volunteers. And who do they talk to? To you, Philip? All right. You're going to talk to Philip.
Talk to Felipe.
All right. Felipe.
Felipe.
Wow.
Felipe-
Sounds special. Wow. Eo Felipe. Eo Nathan. Okay. Very good. So we're going to be doing an event. And what's the event called?
Wreaths Across America.
Wreaths Across America. And what it is it is an every year thing where they go to a national cemetery. Wilmington does have one. It's downtown.
Yep.
And what they do is they do a ceremony out of respect to give thanks to all of our veterans who have given their lives for our country. And what they do is they will actually go through a ceremony and you can help lay the wreaths at the veterans' tombs. Okay, so it's a really cool way because when you go generally by a graveyard, it's usually really empty, right? Some here and there have flowers. Well, it's a really cool thing to support our vets. They give us the only thing that we can do, which is have the freedom. If it wasn't for them, we didn't have this freedom to come up here and act stupid, for you to come here and to worship God, for you to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. That's the freedom we're given in America. So I try to think of it every time I see him. My dad is one, and Philip says he's one. I ain't believed it yet. He says he's a Marine, but I look at his body and I say there's no way. So just, throwing that out there.
Wreaths Across America is on December 19th at 9 a.m.
December 19th at 9 a.m. And if you would like to help, see Felipe.
Felipe.
That's a fun name to say, Felipe. That's from Elf. Watch
Felipe.
Elf. Watch
Felipe
it.
or Philippi or Philippi.
Nice. We got one more game, right?
We got one more
game.
game.
All right. What's this game called? I was testing to see if you know.
He didn't tell me the name.
All right, everybody stand up.
I don't know
Everybody
what just
stand
worked
up.
here.
Yeah.
Canceled. I knew that.
All right, we're going to play a little trivia game. Everybody can sit back down. I just want to make you stand up one time. All right. Who were the last people who were up besides our winner? Who were the last people standing? You stand back up. The last people standing, stand
she
back
sat
up.
down.
Okay.
It was Ariana.
Okay,
and
good. Okay.
her.
I'm going to let you work as a team. How about that? So I'm going to have you two. You're going to come over here to this side of the stage right here. That's 3, 2. And then you are going to join up. No. There you go. There's another. She's going to come to the front, and y'all are going to be on a team right here. Y'all just come stand right here. It's a trivia question. Y'all get to help each other. Give it up for our contestants. We're going to do a little trivia tonight. Little trivia. You get to win a prize if your team can win. Little prize. All right. Now, you can ask the audience for help. Audience,
Yes.
put your phones away.
But
Don't
I'd
cheat.
be careful because the
Don't be no
audience doesn't know
cheater.
the answer either.
Jesus is watching. Don't be cheating.
Jesus is watching. Santa's watching.
Who's that? Haha, I'm just kidding. I know
was
Santa.
about to say.
I know him. Watch Elf. All right, here we go. Let's go. So we're going to start with you girls first. We're going to pop up a trivia question. If you get it right, you get 2 points. If you get it wrong, the other team can try to steal it to get 1 point. Everybody understand? Most points wins. And go to the first one.
One of the first major players in the social media space. Everyone had.
Can you read and can you speak louder?
Step back. Everyone had Tom as a friend, and only your best friends would be in your top 8 spaces.
All right. When your
in my
first
head.
major players, man, this is how I know I'm old. I know this.
I don't know this.
Yeah, everyone had Tom as a friend, and only your best friends would be in your top 8 spaces. Is it A, Zanga, B, MySpace? So I'm laughing because I've had these. C, Live Journal, or D, Face Space?
Tom
A,
makes me-
B,
Tom?
C, or D?
Tom makes
What's
me
your
think I'm
guess?
talking Tom. I'm not
Tom.
gonna
Tom
lie.
was your friend. Come on. You're going with D? D as in face
Dog.
space.
D as in dog.
That is, you're going with B. Are you
B?
sure?
B for boy.
MySpace. That's what you're going with.
Let's see.
Here we go. The answer is MySpace. You are
MySpace.
correct. I knew it was that. Everyone had a MySpace back in the day. MySpace was the cool thing right before Facebook. Okay, so everybody knows in what Zanga
You mean
was
that old
before
person app?
MySpace. Zanga was literally just a group chat spot. It was horrible. All right, it was, but you did it anyway. All right, MySpace. Let's go to our next question.
All right. A social media legend that helped propel video into the limelight. This app helped set the bar for short form video until it was acquired by Twitter.
A, Vine. B, Periscope. C, Live Feed. Or D, YouTube. A, B, C, or D.
A is in apple, B is in boy. C
Which one
as
you going
in cat,
with?
D as in dog.
Yeah, you can talk to each other. A, B,
No,
C,
you
or D.
cannot talk. You must
A, B, C, or D.
telepathically communicate.
A, B, C, D. Which one? Short form videos. I think I know this one. I feel like I know it.
I do too, but I don't know.
I feel like I know it.
I want to say I do, but I really don't.
I can tell you this, if you tried to put on your MySpace, it was going to take 3 years. The download was horrible.
Oh, I heard you mention an app earlier called
Okay, here we
Facebook.
go.
Is that that
I
old
need your
person
answer.
app?
A, going with
A
A,
is an apple.
Vine. A, Vine. Answer is, are they correct? Answer is, yes, Vine.
Vine.
Congratulations.
Vine was canceled. That is true.
Congrats. Congrats. Here we go. Let's go to question number 3.
Got to step back. Hold on. This platform launched in 2009 and encouraged users to take a daily picture with a caption.
A, daily booth. B, daily photo.
photo.
C,
C,
pic
pic
journal.
journal.
Or D, one photo. What's it,
haven't heard of
2009?
any of
Was
these.
anybody born after 2009
Did
in
you
this
just go
room?
and find a bunch
You
of
better
fake
not
apps?
be. Yeah. Not 1909.
All these apps sound
2009.
fake. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. What do you think? A, B, C, or D?
No
What do you
pressure.
think?
Just don't get it wrong.
Everybody.
Do 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 do
Boom, boom. All right, answer. Going with C, pic journal.
Let's see, let's see, let's see.
That answer is
Wrong.
oh, they put it up already. It is daily
Why
booth.
would you do that?
Daily booth. All right, so here we go. If you can get this next one right, you win. Your team will win right here. You
Right
get it
here,
correct
right now,
right here,
winners.
right now. Here we go. Pop it up there, Zach. Here we go.
This platform, launched by Google, replaced Google Wave. Launching in 2010, it was designed to allow users to share posts with friends privately or publicly.
Are you trying to be like the voice over like the airport intercom right now? That was like the worst ever. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie,
A,
that kinda
Google
scared me.
Plus. B, Google Wave 2.0. C, Google Buzz. Or D, Google Wall.
I think he made half these up.
Or E, Google,
I think
Google,
he made them
Google.
all up.
A,
I've
B,
never
C, or
heard of
D.
any of these.
Google Plus, Google Wave 2.0, Google Buzz, or Google Wall. Or E, Google, Google, Google. Okay, I made up E. Okay. You probably didn't know that. Okay. Hey, hey. All right, A, B, C, or D. We need your answer in 3,
A, B, C.
2, 1. They're going with C, Google
Google
Buzz.
Buzz.
The answer is Google Plus. Congratulations. You have won our trivia question for tonight. This is what we're going to do. Come on over this way. Congratulations. You're the winning team. One of you, who would like the water bottle? Okay, excellent. You get a water bottle and you get a piece of candy. You pick one. Pick any one you want. Just one piece, though. Open it and pull it out.
To open it and take
No, I'm just kidding. Take the whole thing. I'm just kidding. You can have the whole thing. All right, congratulations to our winners tonight. Let's go ahead and roll that sweet video for our series, Canceled.
All right, so my first question, did you actually know what Google Buzz was? Or was that just a complete guess? You actually knew what that was? No, I'd never heard of that either, so I was just curious. Google Plus was the only thing on that list that I'd ever heard of. I'm not as old as Dustin, so some of those things, a little bit. So hey, tonight we're going to talk about something that every single person in this room can relate to at some point in their life, and probably recently, and that's envy. Who here can tell me, what does that word envy mean? Ava, or Ada, go ahead. What? Jealousy. Anybody else? So Webster's dictionary defines envy as a feeling of discontent, resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or perceived luck. So basically, it's exactly what she said. It is being jealous. But sometimes it's being jealous even to the point that you'll resent the person that has the thing that you want just because they have it. By show of hands, who in here has ever been envious or jealous of somebody at some point? It could be a friend, a sibling, maybe social media, a famous person. Could be somebody who got one of those really cool water bottles. So now that we know that we can all relate, I want to hear some of y'all's stories. I want to hear about a time when you were jealous or envious of somebody. Who's got a story for me? How about you? You can pull your mask down so I can hear you. Y'all can take your masks off, by the way, while we're sitting. Okay.
So I was very jealous of my cousins for a really long time because I wanted a big house that they wanted, because whenever people would come over to my house, I'd get upset because our house was usually kind of messy and it was also small.
Okay. So she's saying that she had an aunt who had a huge, huge house, and they lived in a small trailer. And so she would go over to their house and she'd be super jealous of her cousins because they had this really big, nice place. And then after she had seen all that, whenever people would come to her house, she would kind of be a little embarrassed because she just had a small place compared to this huge place that her aunt had. Anybody else got a story? Go ahead.
I don't get to the point where I get mad, but like I get jealous of pretty much everyone because I feel like everywhere I go, people's lives are better than mine, and I know it's probably not true, but I don't know. I don't really like talking about my life, but I just, it's not the best in my opinion, and so I just kind of get jealous, but not to the point where I hate or get mad, or I just get jealous of people when like, I don't know, I see like their dad is nice to them.
So Ada's saying she gets jealous of a lot of people when she feels like by looking at the perspective that she can see of their life, it looks like their life is better than hers. So I think we're all guilty of that. We look at the outside appearance of other people's lives, and then we look at kind of the inside messiness of our own, and we get jealous. We've all probably been in those shoes. I got time for one more.
One time when I was younger, me and my family had this house. It was like a small house, and then the neighbors next door, they had like a regular sized house, and I wasn't jealous of that or envious of that. But then in their backyard, they had this huge tree house that was like really cool, and there was like ladders going, like stairs going around up into it on a really tall tree. And once I got to go into it, while my mom was planting roses, and that just made me even more envious because it was super cool on the inside.
So she didn't care that the neighbors had a bigger house, but they had a really awesome tree house with a spiral staircase. And I'm not gonna lie, hearing you tell that story, as a grown man, I'm a little envious that I don't have that in my yard. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. So as we get started, I wanna make sure that for tonight that we're clear about what we're gonna be saying when we say the word envy, because it is a broad range. Even just in these examples, there's a broad range of what that can mean. And so for tonight, what we're not gonna define envy as is, hey, Dustin got some cool new shoes. Those are really nice. It'd be cool if I had a pair of those shoes, right? Yeah, you're welcome. So when we talk about envy for the next 15, 20 minutes, we're going to be talking about what happens when we stop simply just wanting or wishing for something that maybe somebody else has, but when we let it turn into something ugly in our life, like frustration, anger, sometimes just self-pity, or even hatred for somebody else because they have what it is that we want. And it's really easy to make excuses for our envy. You might think, look, I'm not really jealous of that person. They're just a jerk. Or maybe I'm not being judgmental, but they're really not that talented, Post Malone. Or maybe, or maybe I deserve what they have more than they do. So whether we wish we had someone else's position on a team, or maybe their TikTok views, or their relationships, or their shoes, whatever that thing is for us, it's easy for that little bit of envy to creep into our lives and start to take over a little bit at a time. It starts to cancel our own joy, our own contentment with the things that we have, and sometimes our own value and self-worth that we place on ourselves. It usually starts pretty small, but it can create a monster inside of us. Let me give you an example. So let's say you were going out and trying out for the basketball team, as you and one other guy are trying out for the position that you want, or girl. So you're going out there, the two of you are competing in the tryouts, and you lose. You're going to be the backup to this other person, right? No big deal. You can't win at everything. You're still going to get a lot of minutes. You're just not the starter. So it's not a big deal. You're not that upset. But then your friends ask you about it, and you tell them the same thing. Hey, it's fine. I'm still going to get to play. But then you throw in that little quip about, well, he's just lucky I was having a bad day because I'd have got him otherwise. Still not a big deal. A couple weeks later out of practice, you're coming off the court. Coach gives you a high five, kind of pat you on the back, and you go back to the bench, and then he spends a minute and a half, 2 minutes telling this guy how awesome he did at practice. You're starting to think, man, what a suck-up this dude is. Like, he's not even that good. Like, he's really lucky I wasn't having a better day. And then a week later, you're at a game, and he puts on has an awesome play out there. The crowd goes crazy. The bench is going crazy. Everybody's congratulating him. And you're just like, man, what a show-off. Like, he's not that good. And you start thinking in your mind and making up these scenarios of why he's even there. Man, maybe it's just because his parents got money. They paid somebody. Or, man, this whole school is messed up. This whole system. We make all these excuses of why he's there. But that's how our minds always work. It starts really, really small, and the little things become big things in our life. It stops being about the thing we wanted, that position on the team, and it starts being about the person that has it. Proverbs 27 tells us that wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before envy or jealousy? Think about the last time that you were absolutely furious. Who remembers the last time that you were just livid, furious, piping hot mad? So think about that last time, and you can probably just remember that feeling of how it was. But do you still feel that way right now? Unless it just happened this morning, probably not. Because anger is a really big emotion, but it comes and goes. But envy doesn't. It just starts to grow and grow. And it starts to ruin our relationships with others. 1 Samuel tells us about a time when this happened to a guy named Saul. He was the king of Israel. But he had one problem. He had disobeyed God, and so God rejected him as king, and he picked this young shepherd boy David to take his place. And see, Saul knew that there was going to be a new king, but he didn't know who it was. So when he first meets David, he actually really likes the guy. He plays music, and Saul was really anxious about a lot of things. David would come in and play music, and it would just calm him down. He became best friends with his son Jonathan. He even goes out and kills one of their big enemies. We all know the David and Goliath story. He goes out and fights lots of missions for Saul, does a great job, and Saul really, really likes him. But then envy starts to creep in. See, he saw the strength and potential in David, but he didn't like it that other people saw the same thing. And while David was being recognized and celebrated by everybody around, Saul's envy started to grow a little more and a little more. And this guy was the king. 1 Samuel 18 tells us that people started praising David. They would say things like, well, Saul's killed thousands, but David 10,000s. So Saul starts thinking through that. Wait a minute, I'm the big shot here. I'm the king, and they're only giving me this, and they're giving this little boy all these accolades. And so his envy grows to the point that a few days later, he literally tries, the Bible says, he tries to stick David to the wall with a spear while he's playing music. He throws it at him and tries to stick him to the wall, and David gets away. Now that escalated pretty quickly. Saul wasn't interested in celebrating David and all the things he'd done or recognizing any of his achievements. He just wanted him gone because he was jealous. His jealousy caused him to want to cancel David completely. And even though David got away the first time, Saul wasn't going to let that go. He chased him from town to town over and over. And there were actually a couple different occasions where David had a chance to kill Saul, but he chose not to because he knew that wasn't what God wanted him to do. And eventually David and Saul, they kind of came to this truce where they weren't, Saul wasn't going to try to kill him anymore, and they parted ways, and they never saw each other again. And I wish that I could say at the end of this story that Saul totally turned his life around and instead of hating David, he loved him, but I can't tell you that. He did stop trying to kill him, so that's a win. But it doesn't appear that Saul ever really stopped hating David. Now, every story in the Bible, not all of them have a happy ending. But we can do things with stories like Saul's. We can look at these stories and we can reflect on his life and his choices. We can consider how his actions line up with what we know about God. And then most importantly, we can look to the words of Jesus and what it would say about his situation. Matthew 22 says that we're to love the Lord with all our heart, mind, body, and soul, and to love others like ourselves. So when we're not sure what to do with these stories, we can always go back to these words from Jesus. Whether we're feeling these first hints of envy in our lives or whether we're so jealous that we're ready to pin somebody to the wall with a spear. Hopefully none of you are there. Jesus' words can always guide us that we should love the people we envy. So I've got a question about this story for you. Who are you? Anytime we read God's word, it's important to take a look at our life, where we're at right now, and say, who in this story do I relate to the most? Could be like David. Could feel that maybe somebody or a group of people, maybe you feel like they're kind of trying to cancel you. They're always out to get you because maybe they're jealous of some things that you have, some of your abilities. You might feel alone or confused. Or maybe you're like Saul. You've probably never thrown a spear at somebody. I really hope you haven't. But there's probably somebody that you've thought of when you heard this story. Somebody that came to your mind that you really dislike because you would never say this out loud. But if you're going to be really honest, maybe you're a little bit jealous of them. Or maybe you have a little bit of both. Chances are you have things in common with both of them. But no matter how you relate to David and Saul, it's important that we understand from stories like this how envy can destroy our relationships. Because you can't love somebody and at the same time have envy growing inside of your heart. So the question is, do you ever find yourself wanting or obsessing or comparing what someone else has to what you have? Maybe they got more money than you. Maybe they're smarter than you. Maybe they're a better athlete. Maybe they've got that perfect family, and that's in quotes because it doesn't exist, that you wish you had. If we want to replace that envy that we have for them with love, it starts with Jesus. When we find our contentment and our satisfaction in Jesus, it becomes so much easier to love the people that we envy. But getting our hearts right, that's just the first step. That's not going to take care of all of it for us. If we really want to love the people that we envy, we have to do a little bit more. We have to be willing to celebrate them, to drop the call-out culture that we have in our world today that says whenever somebody has something or is in a different place than me, I have to try to shame them and call them down. But use that, and let's call out people for their greatness. Let's start changing our culture for the better by celebrating the differences of people who maybe have something we don't or are better than me. Dustin is a phenomenal on-stage presence. Phenomenal. He's a super hype guy. He's great at games. He's great at announcements. And he gives his time every week without any recognition. Dustin doesn't get paid to be here. Every week to come up here with you guys. That's something awesome that Dustin does because he's better at that than I am. And so it gives you guys a better Wednesday night every week because of that. So that's what we need to do. Be willing to call out the greatness that we see in other people instead of saying, man, Dustin's good at that. I don't want people seeing how good he is at that, so he needs to stay in that chair back there. So that's what we need to do. And then we need to think of ways that we can share the things that we do have with others, just like he does. He comes up here and he shares that gift. So I want to challenge you this week to find 3 people. 3 people in your life that you can call out for something great. And I want you to do it publicly. To call out something good in their life, and don't do it in a way that's kind of sarcastic and facetious, that has some kind of little quip on the end, but just call them out for something great that they have or something great that they do. And that's not going to be easy because odds are it's probably something you wish you were able to do. Loving people we envy, it's not a natural thing for us. But if we want to love like Jesus, then we have to start by loving the people we envy. Let me pray for you. Father, we love you. Just grateful for every student who showed up here tonight, who braved the cold and everything else and came. God, I know that jealousy, especially in a culture with social media and television and so much access to the outside of everybody else, that we can see what other people want us to see about their lives and not always the reality of it, that envy and jealousy are a huge, huge thing in all of our lives, adults here included. And I just pray that through our small group time and just through our time alone with you this week, that you can work through those with us, that we can, instead of seeing the things that others have as reasons to be resentful towards them, that we can just be grateful for the blessings in their life.